Well, as you just heard, I'm Ray, and I happen to be Johnny's dad. And I get the luxury of being the first to go, so I get to break the ice. My part's going to be very short, but hopefully very sweet. First of all, on behalf of the Meister family, thank you for being here and celebrating this special day. Johnny, thank you for being the great young man you've grown into. We're very proud of you. Emily, thank you for being at his side the whole time, and especially today when you said Johnny during this ceremony.
Well, that was good. Well, I just want to say we love you guys, and you have been on quite the journey. It's been a while, just saying. But we love watching you. We love how you love together. We love how you love your friends and your family. We love that. We love watching you when you maybe don't agree. That fire in your eyes as you both go. And you work it out, and it's so solid and it's so strong, and we love that about you, don't you? Congratulations, we love you.
Thank you, Linda. Emily, Johnny, we love you so much. Johnny, welcome. Johnny, we welcome you to our family. You guys, I am so happy to see how you are together. You have grown. I love you.
All right, guys. Here we go. Just a second. Do you have page 5? No. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. Just as your mom said, and your parents, Johnny, congratulations to you guys. It's been a pure pleasure watching you guys grow. You've overcome a lot of things that most people don't have to, through college, your long distance when you guys were doing your own thing. That's hard to do, and you guys overcame that. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on your wedding today. Part of being successful is surrounding yourself with positive people and other successful people. And all you guys at that table, we've watched all of you guys grow together. It's been a very tight-knit group, and we're proud. We're proud to know all of you guys. One last thing. Above all else, love each other deeply. That's it.
Good evening, everyone. I am Annie Schmidt, and I have known the bride since childhood.
And I'm Emily Sample, and I've been friends with Emily from college at ISU. And many of you here tonight might think that COVID was the determining factor that determined when Johnny and Emily were going to get married.
But long before this worldwide pandemic, Emily and Johnny had embarked on a make-or-break quest that had to be completed before this day could arrive.
You see, Johnny had made a big promise to Em.
A promise so big, it was potentially life-changing.
And the clock was ticking to get it finished.
Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Was Johnny going to honor this promise before the wedding?
We don't know.
I know you're all hanging on to the edge of your seats, so we won't let the anticipation kill you any longer.
Johnny had promised Emily a brand new pantry design.
All right, so a few of you then have heard of this pantry remodel. Well, if not, you can ask the couple for some photo evidence later tonight.
Let's review all the steps that they had to go through to take this project from zero to hero. Are you guys ready to see this fixer-upper?
All right, so step one.
Demo day.
They had to demo the existing pantry in order to bring their creation to life. Like when Emily and Johnny first met, a new chapter of their life had just begun.
And much like the demo process, things were a little messy. Nothing says romance like flirting over a huge pile of chicken bones with hot sauce stained cheeks and fingers.
All right, so moving on to step two.
Establish a stable foundation.
A strong foundation, just like all the family and friends surrounding them tonight, those who've been there every step of the way for them.
Let's all pause and take a look around to see the foundation that's represented here tonight.
All right, so up next is step three. Determine the new design and its function. Sure, looks are important, like hello, beautiful couple award, but the final product has to actually work.
With big decisions come big compromises, and it's inevitable when working with two unique perspectives, especially Emily and Johnny.
So whether it be a semester of Skype dates while in Spain, or the trials of a long-distance relationship while Johnny's in Texas or KC.
I'm so proud. Earl, I'm so sorry. Or all the long nights of studying and last-minute submissions of papers and manic sessions of like freakouts that Johnny supported Emily while she was pursuing her. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy for her. While she pursued her PhD.
They agreed to make these compromises because they continually kept the big picture in mind.
To make each other happy.
All right, enough with the sappiness.
I knew it was going to get me. I was so happy.
So now the core of the pantry is done. And so what do they need to do to make it uniquely theirs?
Yes.
So we'll bring on the fourth and final step of this process.
The spice, the pizzazz, the flavor needed to make it sing. I'm talking the decoration process, okay? We're talking subway tile, y'all, floating shelves, all those things that are farmhouse remodel, what was it again? Yeah, trendy farmhouse remodel. That's what your guys' pantry is, right?
So the unique corks chosen to help convey a specific story and must be budgeted into the final expense. Because without these corks, the pantry would be boring.
Exactly. And Johnny's design-minded mother must have taught him well because boy, oh boy, does he see the unique quirks that is Project Emily.
So not only was Johnny first in line to kiss Emily when she dressed up as Igor for Halloween, but I think at one point he probably was sitting at the duplex clipping coupons for her. So that's commitment.
And not to say that Emily hasn't done her fair share of investing either. If we could total up all the hours she spent to diagnose Johnny, we would all file bankruptcy. And health update, she has diagnosed that his body, physical makeup is 10% loving, 10% goofy, and 80% Diet Coke.
All right, so all jokes and sad attempts to compare your relationship to a pantry remodel aside, one thing remains true. Emily and Johnny see the beauty in each other, and they continue to work towards enhancing each other's beauty inside and out every day.
And we had a great time following along on your guys' pantry model, and we know that you guys have plenty of projects to come, and we can't wait to follow along for all of them. So if we could all raise a glass.
All right. To the pantry finally being completed! Just kidding. Yeah. To Emily and Johnny, we love you.
please. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We're so glad to finally be gathered together here tonight to celebrate these two lovebirds. My name is Dr. CEO Wes Weirson.
And I'm Mr. Derek Kramer, some guy. And we both got to know John back in Ohio State days, coming up on 10 years ago now, something like that.
Of course, for bragging rights purposes, we're very glad that you're co-best man.
Thankfully. But really, before we really get started, we want to thank the parents for really making this whole thing possible. I have the honor of thanking John's parents, Ray and MJ. It's been great getting to know you guys over the last 10 so years, hanging out in your basement, playing some pool. You guys rock. We love you, and thank you.
Timmy's parents. Yes, please clap. Emily's parents, Carla and Shane, and John and Tony. We just got to know you guys pretty recently, but you raised Emily. You're obviously great people. We've really enjoyed hanging out the past few days, and thanks for putting on this wonderful celebration.
Speaking of Emily, stunning, obviously. Beautiful bride, beautiful wedding. We've been great getting to know you over the years, and we very much love that you're in our lives. So thank you for that.
And of course, we got to say hello to the beautiful bridesmaids. Great job out there, you guys. Yeah. So Emily, I know as these ladies have learned, and as these couple tables know, when hanging out with us is kind of a challenge. We are a bunch of hooligans, but you've always accepted us with love and open doors and open arms. We thank you. We're sorry, and we love you. So I'm sure that you guys all read on their wedding website how they got to know each other, how they first met at Buffalo Wild Wings. What an incredible story how that was. That's just one version of it. I actually knew Emily first, but from afar. She was a pretty girl in my Genetics 313 lab class that I never would have had the guts to talk to. So then she ended up being our waitress at Buffalo Wild Wings that night. And near the end of the dinner, we joked about leaving our number on the receipt. But again, I never would have had the guts to do that, because then I would have had to see you like the next day. That would have been awkward, and that would have been weird. So anyway, of course, John got a to-go box for his extra wet honey barbecue, boneless wings. Forgets them at the table, and he shouldered his way to the front to, figuratively speaking, to say, he's going to leave his number. And he did. He had to rub his confidence in my face, and we're all glad that he did. So yeah, that's how I got us all gathered here today.
Appreciate it last week. We wouldn't have done it without you. So shortly thereafter, from that text message, their first date was a road trip from Ames down to Des Moines, about a 45-minute drive, for dinner. And it was in a snowstorm. It was, from what I hear, a near disastrous trip, but they got through with the date, and they got back, and I don't know how Emily ever agreed to go on it in the first place, but to her credit, she must have known she had our buddy John here. And then I'm going to kind of recap back to our Iowa State days, kind of getting to know John. Obviously, I knew John before this, but first time I really got to know John was on a road trip down to Sandy, Panama City Beach, for our junior year spring break. It was an 18-hour road trip where we talked and got to know each other much better, and played many hours-long games of iPad Monopoly, which I'm sure I won every single one of them. But what I really got to know about John on that trip was his nearly debilitating addiction to Diet Coke. John, speaking of, someone get this man a Diet Coke.
Just got some Diet Cokes. Pass them on over. Here you go. There you go.
I expect all those gone by the end of the day. But we shouldn't be enabling you, but what the hell, it's your special day.
So the first time I really got to know John or hung out with him outside of the parties that he threw at Cyclone Apartments, we decided to go to Lead Rec Center and have a mandate, lift some weights. First off, he was throwing around 100-pound dumbbells like I didn't know was possible. Great job, John. But, you know, he knew full well what time we were picking him up, and he didn't show up for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, I don't know. He was probably doing his hair. But that was an omen of things to come, you know. We have a joke, and I know we talked with MJ about this earlier today, like Johnny's always late, and so you got to be on Johnny time, got to give him 20 minutes before you're supposed to be there, and then he'll be on time. And, you know, Emily knows this as well, all too well probably, because it took, 8 years to get us all to this wedding?
We're glad you could finally make it happen for us, John. Well, Wes mentioned hair. We're a pretty competitive bunch here. We like to have our disagreements from time to time, as a few people up here could definitely agree on, especially John and Wes tonight. It's either about sports or games or just general debate or hair. Someone was going to win. And while I do maintain my hair superiority, I think I've been finally outdone this day. Emily, your hair is fabulous.
But really, you know, John does take great pride in his hair, in all of its salt and pepper glory.
If there's anything wrong with that,
He's been rocking this hairstyle that swoops super hard right for some time now. And come to think of it, it matches his golf game to the T. So being the scientist that I am, I came up with a hypothesis. Maybe he should try swooping it straight back next time.
you ever think about that?
You can try it.
All right, it's getting super serious this time. Really serious. Like I said, we're very competitive. We like to have really silly, pointless arguments that we always are going to win. It's probably been good practice for you. Bicker like old married couple, so you got that going for you. But someone's going to win that argument, and it's always ourselves. But I think today we can finally declare a winner amongst us. That's I'm really excited. Because today, John has finally admitted that we are the best. Actually, better. Man, excuse me. We are the better, actually best. Man, sorry.
All right. So getting serious this time. John and Emily have been through thick and thin already, almost always from a distance, as was noted earlier. Whether it was from Ames to Milwaukee, Humboldt, West Des Moines, College Station, Kansas City, San Francisco, or wherever else they fly out our buddy John to fix an engineering project for whites, they've hung together.
Neither of us are married, so it's not like we have a bunch of wisdom here. But if that's not the perfect example of you guys' love and commitment to each other, I don't know what is.
John, we're so glad to be up here with you today, celebrating you and Emily. We love you. We thank you. So if everyone could raise a glass for cheers to life, love, lust, happiness, values, family, friends, learning, growing, changing, and John and Emily.